Welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today we have Robin Carriger, and we are going to be talking on how real estate agents can work with investors and how an agent also can become an investor. But this is a very important topic of how real estate agents can work with a different personality, a different point of view of a regular buyer. Today our guest is Robin Carringer. I know Robin for a long time. He has great experience, over 20 years experience in real estate investments, and also as a coach, as a owner of a real estate association, as a leader of the community. Uh, Many people in the community, in the real estate investment community, know Robin, and he has taught so many students. So it's a great pleasure to have you. Please tell us a little bit about your experience, Robin, so we can know.
Thank you for having me on, Juan Carlos. My wife and I have been investors, like you said, for about 20 years. And we started out wholesaling, and we have built up a portfolio of rental properties. We've got 30 rental properties, and we've got 46 doors, as they say, 46 tenants across those 30 properties because some of them are multifamily. I was a software engineer for decades, most of that time in the travel industry, and I retired from that just last October. Not that I retired as soon as I could, but I kept saying, hey, how long is it going to be before I finally retire from that and go full time in the real estate business? I felt like I was full time for a long time, quite frankly. It's kind of tough to have two full-time jobs, though. But that's kind of what we do, though. For to be successful. It's challenging. You have to be willing to work hard and put in those extra hours. So, but yeah, I'm eager to get into the topic today about
Yeah, no, and it's
helping real
one
estate
of the main
agents.
things, Robin, that I learned from you, and to be successful. We are talking about today how real estate agent can be successful in real estate investments, working with real estate investors. And before we get into the full topic, what is one of the big areas about being successful? And I learned from you because I know you for so long, and I respect you so much. And it's you being constant, you know, having that daily work, and you said you have a full-time job, and then you have another full-time job. You have two full-time jobs. It's not like two part-time jobs. And I think that that grinding work of going every Saturday and teach other people and enjoying it with your wife and being so constant of doing it every Saturday. Can you speak about it?
Oh yeah, and that's something I didn't even bring up. Yeah, the DFW REI Club, dfwreiclub.com, if you're interested, is something we've been doing for, I guess, over 15 years, or even longer than that in different forms, where we meet every Saturday, like you said, and we teach other people how to be real estate investors. It's just kind of our way of giving back. It's never been our primary source of income, but we want to help. We want to help people because I mean, how cool is it to feed into other people's lives and give them the information that they need from your own experience about how they can have their financial life transformed and revolutionized. Really, so that's why we do it, because we love that part of it, and to see our students go on, and some of them even exceed apparently our own success is just super cool. My wife and I both just love it, so anyway.
I agree with you. I agree with you to work with people that become bigger than us. That's something very special, very rewarding, and as you said it very well, it's about giving to others, giving value, and the money will come later. It's all about giving value, and supporting the growth of other people, of other human beings. And today a big topic is real estate agents, how we can support real estate agents and help them uh, get into that income stream of real estate investments. There are different areas of real estate is so big. Which areas of real estate investments do you think are the most important, or where a real estate agent can start working with investors? You have residential, multifamily, commercial, raw land, development, multifamily, etc., etc. Can you talk a little bit about it, please?
A lot of that, it kind of depends on personal preference, I think, you know. It, I love the fact that there are so many ways to make money and so many ways you can be successful in real estate. But agents can get involved in all of that, right? Depending on how they want to do it. I think it comes down a lot to your own experience and education, which of course that's kind of your option. There's plenty of information out there, um, and training and mentorships, etc. But it also has a lot to do with relationships. You know, who are the people that are in your life, or who are you wanting to get to know better? Um, you know, one of the things I would say is if something appeals to you, multifamily, single family, you know, whatever it might be, raw land, as you mentioned. Um, Find somebody who is already doing that, and who is already successful at that, and just kind of, you know, develop a relationship with them, develop a friendship with them, figure out how you can serve them, and hang out. You know, the more value you bring to their lives and their goals and their mission, uh, the more they will give back to you. And for that matter, that goes across the board with everybody in the whole world. You know, the more value you bring to the world, the more the world will appreciate that and pay you back for it. You know, so uh, you know, it's easiest. I would say that it's easiest to get involved probably at just bringing investors opportunities. You know, now how do you know what an opportunity, how do you know what a good deal looks like? Well, you have to ask the investors that you know what they're looking for, because it's not the same with every investor. Some investors are into subject to deals. Some would like to, they're very familiar with foreclosures. Others only don't want to, they don't want to buy and hold and rent, but maybe they are interested in owner financing. Um, Maybe somebody's not interested in single family, but wants to go right into hitting home runs in the multifamily area, right? So again, it depends on relationships, and you can have relationships with multiple people. You don't want to, if you're just in the beginning and you're just learning, you don't want to spread yourself too thin and become like a jack of all trades and master of none, you know. But you know, you kind of have to take what you can drive it as much as you want, but another thing is, you know, do the deal that's in front of you, if you will. You know, what is it that comes to you? Try to, you know, try to go ahead and master that. And the main thing I would say, just don't get into analysis paralysis. Make sure you know, whatever you do something. You're not always going to make the right moves, and there may be even some temporary failures along the way. But that's okay as long as it's a learning process, right? Perpetually learning, perpetually improving, and getting better at serving those investors, you know, that you know, and building, you know, going out and building new relationships all the time.
Right.
So,
It's very important to make mistakes on the way. That means that we are doing new things and that we are improving and we are trying new things in real estate. But it's very important to try to make that mistake as small as possible. So making a small mistake is good. Making a big mistake is not good. And there are certain rules and theories and information to allow you to make less mistake in real estate.
Yeah, yeah. One of the there's a quote by a guy named, I think it was attributed to Thomas Watson that I saw, and he's one of the early leaders of IBM. And it goes something like this, if you want to increase your success, double your failure rate, you know, with the implication, of course, that you're learning lessons each time you fail that you won't repeat. And so you're going to continue to grow and succeed. But you just cannot be, and I say this as a natural procrastinator, as a natural analysis paralysis guy. I definitely am, in a natural way, want to figure out all the problems that could possibly happen and eliminate them before I do anything. But I've learned that's not you can't operate that way. You cannot function that way and be truly successful. You've got to do some of that as much as you can, but you've got to make a decision and take an action, or you'll never be successful. And you got to commit. And that can be difficult for some people, and I'm talking about, taking risks. Absolutely. Take a risk. Step out in faith. And yeah, you may lose some money. You may burn some time, but again, learn the lesson, get up off the floor and, dust yourself off and get back in the game. The value that you bring is in your head and in your heart ultimately, right? So the details of real estate. Yeah, go ahead.
So sorry, yeah, I like that idea that you said about the being uh, uh, taking the risk and analysis paralysis. I know that you are an engineer, and there is two type of brains in this world, right? There is the entrepreneur brain that, or the self-mind brain that takes risk and goes, and then there is the engineering mind where you have to analyze so many things and be sure that it's correct because that's the way that we develop software. And until it's not correct, we don't publish it. But in real estate, you have to make small mistakes and you need to move and do things that you don't know how to do them, and then you learn them by doing them. So that's I admire that from you since you become from engineering background.
Yeah, it was a challenge to overcome that. But see, I guess I could say that I used my engineering left brain analysis paralysis thinking at some point to realize that, I mean, the revelation, the understanding that no, if you do that, then the deal will be already gone before you've had the time to do all that analysis that you might like to. You've got to just do enough analysis and then just make the decision. You will not have it all figured out. No, no, no. You will not. If you're going to be successful, you've got to just become comfortable with that. And that, like I said, that too is part of the analysis, right? I have analyzed the situation and realized that fact that I have to act before my analysis is completely done. And I don't know that I've ever even said it exactly like that before. But that's reality. That's the truth. And real estate agents, it's no exception for real estate agents either in developing the relationships with investors or going out and getting, new listings or, developing themselves to be an investor also. And by the way, just on that note, and there may be some conflicts, with Texas Real Estate Commission or whatever, I don't know. So they would have to navigate that, but I know a lot of licensed real estate agents also do wholesaling, which is essentially just getting the property under contract and then selling your position in the contract for a fee, at a higher price, and you make the spread, but you leave plenty of profit potential on the table when you assign a contract or double close it or whatever for the investor who is either a fix and flip, rehabber or a landlord buy and hold investor. So, but yeah, you gotta get out there and make it happen.
Yeah, I personally think that real estate agents all their life, or we've been accustomed to work for commissions. You know, we get this real estate listing, we then represent the seller or the buyer, and we want to get a commission at the end, a successful commission. So that's good that as a real estate agent, we are accustomed to make money at the end, at the success, right? That's where we make the big monies. We don't make big monies making money at the beginning as an employee, but at the end, at the success, right? So
Hmm.
that's very important. And but wholesaling, I think wholesaling is a very important new way for real estate agents to really focus on it and increase their commission. Why a real estate agent has to make less commission right now? There are so many listing services where they discount their commission. Why do they have to discount their commission? Why they don't make more commission doing wholesaling?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no reason that I see that. I mean, I have to watch myself because I see opportunity everywhere. I literally I literally do. So I completely agree. Wholesaling, you have to make sure that you're learning and doing each part of it well, but there are so many ways to make money in real estate. Absolutely, right? So yeah, get out there. You can even team up with other people. Um, I mean, there's no reason not to be, especially with the market changing like it is now. It's slowly shifting from the crazy seller's market that we had that kind of came to a crescendo last year in 2022, and now we're definitely turning toward a buyer's market. Uh, I believe, of course, if the government is a wild card, so we don't know what they're going to do. But all things being equal, as we flip more to being a buyer's market, there should be an increase in foreclosures if the past is prologue, if things happen as they have in the past. And that being the case, there should be more opportunities for short sales. And a short sale, for those who may not know, is just when a lender agrees to take a payoff when a property is sold uh, that is short of what is owed to them. And we have a full day home study course on that. We used to teach a big class on it, and it could have been a 3-day class. We shoved it all into one day. But um, those opportunities will increase as well, um, and banks will and lenders will absolutely offer those. So a smart agent who wants to work with investors will learn, the ins and outs of short sales. Even now, there's not a lot of them yet. I mean, we're still in a seller's market, right? I think I saw, at least for Tarrant County, and it depends on which county you're in, but I think the latest number I saw for Tarrant County is we're still under 2 months of inventory, which is definitely still a seller's market. But it's not the, you know, half of a month like it was maybe last year. Okay, so things are definitely changing. When I say inventory, I mean, houses for sale basically, and how long it should take for those houses to sell. Until we get to maybe 6 months ish, something like that, we're really not in a balanced market quite yet. So it's the world is still turning, market is still transitioning, but learning now, how does a foreclosure work? How would a short sale work? Um, and the more experience you gain, the more you realize how you can work with different lenders, and each lender will have a different set of requirements on short sales. Um, what type of loan is it? Is it an FHA loan? Is it a conventional loan? There's lots of different possibilities there, and again, opportunities. In fact, back during the last cycle, there were agents, who pretty much made their entire business about working short sales. There were so many opportunities for them. They had the pipeline full, and they just kept on working and working. Obviously, they had investor clients that they were working with. Some lenders, this is a key point here too, on short sales, some lenders will not work with you at all unless you're a licensed agent. Okay. Now you could also be an investor, but it's not like it used to be in a lot of cases where an investor like myself could just call up without being licensed and negotiate directly with loss mitigators at a lender. Uh, those days are those opportunities have been diminished, greatly. So, things change all the time, and you got to keep up with the way that the process works. So anyway, that's just one other possibility is a short sale that agents can play a key role in. And by the way, let me just I forgot to put the jelly on the toast there. Let me let me just say, lenders will discount. They will take a short payoff, and a lot of times it's it can be 20% or more of a discount. So and that can turn a deal that's clearly not a deal with not enough equity, not enough profit potential into a deal, and it's really cool, and a lot of people don't even know that possibility exists. So yeah, go ahead though.